Yo, have you ever felt like your whole world just crumbled in a split second? Picture this. You're kicking back at a family barbecue at a lake house on Crystal Lake, Michigan. Laughter's filling the air, the smell of sizzling barbecue ribs is pure heaven, and everything feels straight up perfect. Then you pull out your phone, swipe into your banking app, and boom, your balance, zero. Not a single dime. All $150,000. Your blood, sweat, and tears, your dream of expanding your fashion boutique, your entire future, gone, like it never existed. That's the moment Sarah Bennett, 34, feels her heart skip a beat. Sweat beads on her forehead, her hands tremble gripping the phone, her vision blurs from the shock. But hold up, the drama's just getting started. She looks up, and there's her brother-in-law, Jake Miller, standing right there, flashing a smirk like some Hollywood villain. He locks eyes with Sarah, his voice ice cold. "We needed that money more than you, Sarah. You've got plenty, right? You catch that?" This guy just admitted, straight up, that he stole her entire life, right in the middle of the family crowd, like it's some twisted joke. Sarah, still shaking, clutches her phone tighter, her eyes sharp as knives. "You're gonna regret crossing me, Jake." And then boom, a deafening blast rips through the air, the front door flies open, and cops storm in like a SWAT team in an action flick. What the hell's going on? Who's behind this? The answer's gonna blow your mind, so keep your eyes glued to the screen, cause this drama's only just begun. Yo, just caught that blockbuster drama at Crystal Lake, right? Sarah Bennett just found out her $150,000 vanished, and her sleazy brother-in-law Jake had the nerve to mock her to her face. But before the cops turned up the heat, let's rewind to get the lowdown on who Sarah is and why this mess is straight out of a Netflix thriller. Sarah, 34, is the kind of person Texans would call a true hustler. Raised in Chicago, she started working at 14, slinging burgers, scraping together every penny to break free from a middle-class rut. While her younger sister Emily partied hard and burned through cash like it was nothing, Sarah grinded like a machine, studied business, and spent 3 years climbing the ladder at a major retail chain to master the fashion game. Then she took a leap, quit her steady gig, and poured her last $5,000 into Green Thread Boutique, a sustainable fashion shop selling eco-friendly gear for the hip crowd. Those first 2 years? Betrayal. 18-hour days, living off ramen, funneling every dime of profit back into the business. But she pulled it off, turning her dream into reality. Then tragedy hit. 5 years ago, Sarah and Emily's parents died in a car crash caused by a drunk driver. Sarah channeled her grief into fuel, investing $75,000 of her inheritance into the boutique, taking it to the next level with a booming online store. Emily, though? She spiraled, dropped out of college, bounced between dead-end jobs, and fell for Jake Miller, a shady finance bro she met at a casino. Jake, with his slick-back hair and flashy fake Rolex, was always bragging about crypto and big deals. He married Emily after just 6 months, throwing a wedding so lavish it raised red flags. Sarah smelled something off from the jump, but for Emily's sake, she bit her tongue. Now, at this family barbecue, the pieces are clicking. Is Jake really just a loudmouth wannabe? Or is he hiding something way darker? Stay glued to the screen, cause this drama's about to explode. Yo! The drama at Crystal Lake just cranked up to 11 with Sarah Bennett reeling from her $150,000 vanishing and her sleazeball brother-in-law Jake mocking her like he's the damn Joker. After watching her world implode, Sarah pulls herself together and steps into the lake house to face the fakest family barbecue ever. The vibe in there? Tense as hell, like what folks in Texas would call you could slice it with a Bowie knife. Sarah, still shaken, tries to keep her cool as she crosses the porch, the smell of barbecue ribs mixing with the forced laughter of relatives. She clocks it right away. Jake, rocking that gaudy fake Rolex, is bragging about his new SUV like he just hit the jackpot. He turns to Sarah, flashing a slimy grin. "How's that Green Thread Boutique going? Still peddling eco dresses to those hipster kids?" Lame, Sarah. Real money's in crypto. His words cut like a blade, but Sarah bites her tongue, forcing a smile. "Yeah, the shop pays the bills. How about you, Jake? Crypto treating you right?" He smirks, pulling Emily, Sarah's sister, close, more possessive than loving. Emily looks like a ghost, gaunt, eyes dodging contact, her designer dress doing nothing to hide her anxiety. Sarah's mind flashes back. She left her laptop in the guest room, but now it's slightly off-angle, the charger plugged into a different port. Small, but for someone as meticulous as Sarah, That's a massive red flag. She glances at Jake, who's now yammering to Uncle Tom about some killer real estate deal, his voice booming like a used car salesman. Emily, standing nearby, keeps checking Jake's reactions before daring to speak. Sarah's gut screams. Something's seriously off here. Is Jake just a loudmouth poser? Or is he playing a much bigger game? Reddit would call this SUSAF. Keep your eyes locked on the screen, cause this secret's about to blow wide open, and Sarah's not letting Jake slink away that easily. Sarah Bennett stands in the Crystal Lake house, her heart pounding after noticing her laptop's been tampered with. The family barbecue's fake cheer hangs heavy, relatives' laughter drowning out the smell of barbecue ribs. But everything shatters when Sarah's phone buzzes. It's Lisa, her business partner, voice frantic. Sarah, the payment to our supplier got rejected. The system says we're short, but we locked in $150,000 for the new shipment. Sarah feels the blood drain from her face, her hands trembling as she opens her banking app. The screen hits like a gut punch. Balance $0. Not just her personal account, but the Green Thread boutique business account. Her dream, built on 5 years of 60-hour weeks. Wiped clean. She scrolls through the transaction history, vision blurring. Multiple transfers, from 11:42 p.m. last night to 4:15 a.m. this morning, siphoning every cent to an unknown account. This isn't a glitch. Someone deliberately stole her entire future. Sarah stumbles into the kitchen, where the family's eating breakfast. Uncle Tom's yapping about fishing, Aunt Jenny's giggling, but all Sarah sees is Jake Miller, her brother-in-law, sipping coffee with a smug half-smile. "What's got you looking like a ghost, Sarah?" he asks, smooth as a used car salesman. Sarah grips her phone, voice cracking. "My money $150, 000, it's all gone." The room goes dead silent. Aunt Jenny's jaw drops. Uncle Tom stops chewing. Emily, Sarah's sister, stares at the floor, dodging her gaze. But Jake? He just shrugs, a glint of amusement in his eyes. Probably just a bank error. Or maybe he sank it into some shady crypto and forgot. Sarah stares him down, her gut screaming, "This guy knows something." Reddit would call this a red flag to the freaking moon. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, cause Sarah's about to go toe-to-toe with this creep, and this drama's just starting to explode. Sarah Bennett's world just imploded at the Crystal Lake family reunion, with $150,000, her entire life's work, stolen overnight. Jake's smug crypto bro, act in the kitchen screamed guilty, and Sarah's not buying his BS. Back in her room, heart pounding like a longhorn stampede, she replays every red flag. Jake got fired from his finance gig 6 months ago after clients screamed about shady deals. Cousin Jenny spilled the tea. She saw Jake arguing with debt collectors at a Dallas bank. And Emily? She's a ghost of herself, flinching at Jake's every word, like she's walking on eggshells. Sarah's gut screams he's not just a loudmouth, he's a snake. She grabs her laptop. The one she noticed was off-kilter last night. Her paranoia from a hack last year made her install top-tier security software, and now it's clutch. She opens the app, and boom, jackpot. Snapshots from failed login attempts last night, clear as a Texas summer day, show Jake hunched over her keyboard, face lit by the screen, typing like a man possessed. Timestamps match the transfers that drained her accounts. A keylogger data even caught him entering a sketchy account number. Sarah's blood boils. This wasn't a random hack. Jake planned this, probably for months, using the reunion as cover. She remembers his Rolex, the new SUV. Bought with her money? Reddit would call this dude shady AF on steroids. But Sarah's no victim. She's a hustler who built Green Thread Boutique from nothing, and she's not letting this slime ball win. Her fingers hover over the phone to call the cops, but she pauses. Jake's still out there, sipping coffee, thinking he's untouchable. She needs to play smart, catch him red-handed. The family's clueless, Emily's terrified, and Jake's got the nerve to smirk. Sarah's ready to flip the script, but what's his next move? Stick around, cause this Texas-sized drama is about to explode. Sarah Bennett's blood is boiling at the Crystal Lake family reunion, her hand gripping evidence that her brother-in-law Jake Miller stole $150,000 from her accounts. Photos of him sneaking on her laptop? Pure gold. In the kitchen, the family's scarfing down Aunt Jenny's strawberry pancakes, oblivious to the storm about to hit. Sarah's done with the games. She slams her phone on the table, voice hard as a Texas rancher. Someone in this house robbed me blind $150,000, gone overnight, from my laptop. The room freezes. Uncle Tom drops his fork, and Jenny's jaw hits the floor like she's watching a soap opera. Emily, Sarah's sister, shrinks, trembling. Jake leans back in his chair, smirking like he's untouchable, sipping coffee, his fake Rolex glinting. "Chill, Sarah. Probably just a bank glitch," he says, eyes mocking. Sarah locks onto him, voice sharp as a hunting knife. "A glitch? Or someone who knew my password, Jake?" "Someone in my room last night." Emily flinches, but Jake just scoffs, cold as a winter gust. "You accusing me?" "Maybe check your business, buddy, Lisa." Sarah's had enough. She pulls up her security app, showing the family the damning photos. Jake, caught red-handed, typing at 2 a.m. "Explain this, Jake," she snaps. The room erupts. Uncle Tom's yelling. Jenny's clutching her chest. Jake's smirk vanishes, then, unbelievably, he shrugs. "Fine, I took it," he says, voice venomous as a rattler. "You don't need the money, Sarah. You're loaded. We're drowning Bill's, Emily's messes. Call it a family tax." Emily sobs, choking out. "Jake, stop. You said it was just a loan." Sarah's heart breaks seeing her sister crumble, realizing Jake's been pulling her strings for years. "You coward," manipulating her. Sarah shouts. Jake lunges forward, snarling. "Shut it, Sarah, or you'll regret it." Uncle Tom steps in, barking, "Sit down, punk," but the air's tight as a drum. Emily, tears streaming, whispers. "He made me stay quiet, said we'd lose everything if I talked." Sarah's reeling. Jake's not just a thief, he's a monster. Reddit would be screaming red flags for days, right now. Before she can call the cops, a deafening boom shakes the house. The front door flies open, Portland police storm in, badges flashing. "Sarah Bennett," a detective roars. "We're here about your accounts. Fraud alert triggered." Jake's face goes pale as Amarillo snow, his smugness gone. "Just a misunderstanding," he stammers, but the detective's not buying it. "Your bank flagged transfers to a frozen account, Mr. Miller. We need to talk." Sarah sees a glimmer of hope, but Jake's eyes dart to Emily, dripping with menace. She knows this isn't over. The family's stunned, pancakes cold on the plates, and Sarah's ready to fight. Reddit would lose it over this plot twist, so don't blink. This battle's just getting started. After the bombshell of Jake confessing to stealing $150,000 and cops storming the Crystal Lake house, Sarah Bennett sits stunned in her room, mind spinning. It's not just the money, her green thread boutique dream, 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears, but the betrayal from her own family. Jake didn't just rob her cash, he stole her and Emily's trust. Sarah thinks of her sister, once bright as a Texas sunrise, now a shadow under Jake's boot. He manipulated Emily, silenced her about his gambling debts, trapped her in fear. Sarah grabs her laptop, not to check her bank, but to figure out what's happening. She types financial abuse into Google, and bam, a Psychology Today article hits hard. Financial abuse isn't just stealing money. It's control, making victims feel helpless, like they're tied up in their own lives. Sarah sees Emily in every line. The anxiety, the averted eyes, how Jake made her believe she's worthless. He didn't just take Sarah's money, he drained Emily's self-worth, dollar by dollar. Reddit would call this a textbook narcissist move. Sarah hops on r/relationships, posting a long thread. "Brother-in-law stole $150,000, manipulating my sister. How do I help her?" Within minutes, comments flood in like a Texas summer storm. One user writes, "My sister went through this. Find a support group for abuse victims, they'll help." Another Redditor suggests, "Check r/personal finance, they've got guides to lock down your accounts." Sarah scrolls, heart racing. This random online community, from every corner of the world, is fueling her fire. She finds a post on r/Survivor Soft Abuse about how financial abuse victims often blame themselves, just like Emily's doing. Sarah recalls Jake's words, "Emily caused the debts. She needs me." That bastard made Emily think she can't survive without him. She texts Emily, who's curled up in the next room, "I'm here for you always." Emily replies, voice frail, "You're not mad at me?" Sarah fires back, "No, I'm mad at Jake. And we're getting through this." She returns to Reddit, saving a link to a Houston support group a Redditor recommended. Sarah realizes, financial abuse isn't just about bank balances, it's psychological scars, making you doubt yourself. But she won't let Jake win. Armed with laptop evidence and Reddit support, Sarah's ready to fight for Emily and justice. The cops are digging, but Sarah knows Jake might pull something slick. He thinks he's a desert fox, but Sarah's a Texas gunslinger, and she doesn't miss. Reddit's buzzing over this drama, and you should be too. Keep your eyes locked on the screen, cause this battle's about to level up. The air in the Crystal Lake house is tight as a drum after Sarah Bennett exposes Jake Miller, the scumbag brother-in-law who admitted to stealing $150,000. Emily's broken, spilling how Jake manipulated her, and the Portland cops just busted in over a fraud alert. But this drama's far from over. Sarah, heart pounding like a stampede at the Alamo, stands in the kitchen, eyes locked on Jake, who's now faking panic. He stammers to the detective, "It's a misunderstanding. I'm just a finance guy." But before he can ham it up, the front door shakes with a boom. Two guys in black suits, FBI badges gleaming, stride in with the cops, vibe like a SEAL team. Jake Miller, one agent growls, "We need to talk about the federal identity theft ring you're tied to." The family's floored. Aunt Jenny's jaw drops. Uncle Tom's eyes bug out. Jake goes pale as a vampire in Texas sunlight, sweat pouring. I don't know anything," he denies, voice shaking like dry leaves. The agent smirks. "Oh yeah? Then why's your name on 12 identity theft cases? Or the lease for a fake credit card operation?" Sarah's jaw hits the floor. Jake didn't just rob her. He's a crime lord. She glances at Emily, seeing her sister tremble, eyes full of fear. Reddit would call this the plot twist of the century. Sarah seizes the moment, stepping forward, handing her tablet to the detective. "Here's my evidence. Photos of Jake on my laptop last night, keylogger capturing the account he transferred to, timestamps matching the theft." The agent scans the tablet, nodding. "This is rock solid for court." Jake freaks, yelling, "You set me up, Sarah. You snake." But Sarah stands tall like a cowboy in a storm. "No, Jake, you dug your own grave. I just caught it on camera." He wheels on Emily, snarling, "Say something, Emily. Tell them I'm innocent." But Emily just shakes her head, tears falling. Suddenly, Jake loses it, pointing at the agent. "This is Tyler's fault, not mine. He and Vaughn ran the credit card scam. I just helped." The room goes dead silent. He just ratted out his crew, tying the noose himself. The agent grins like a desert wolf. "Thanks for the tip, Miller. Now come with us." Jake stumbles back, face gray as ash, but the cops grab him, cuffs snapping on. Sarah feels a spark of hope. Justice is coming, but Jake's glare sweeps over Emily, dripping with menace, making her shudder. He's not done yet. Reddit's going wild over this game changer, and Sarah knows the fight's not over. She took Jake down once, but this guy's more dangerous than she thought. Stay glued to the screen, cause this Texas-sized drama is about to blow up bigger than ever. Sarah Bennett stands in the eye of the storm at Crystal Lake, having just watched Jake Miller dig his own grave by ratting out his crew to the FBI, cuffs clinking. But his eyes, even in chains, slither like a viper toward Emily, her sister, making her tremble. The kitchen air's heavy as a Dallas fog, the family stunned, pancakes cold on the plates. Sarah steps forward, grabbing Emily's hand, voice warm as an Austin sunrise. "Emily, I'm here. Tell me, what did he do to you?" Emily, eyes red and raw, like she's been caged for 3 years, takes a deep breath. She stands, facing Jake, voice shaky but sharp. "I'm done with you, Jake. I'm not letting you control me anymore." Jake scoffs, cold as a Lubbock blizzard. "Who do you think you are? Without me, you're nothing." But Emily, for the first time in 3 years, lifts her chin high. She slowly pulls up her sleeve, revealing bruises, purple, green, yellow, a map of pain. "He hit me," she whispers, "always where no one would see." The family goes silent. Aunt Jenny covers her mouth. Uncle Tom grips his chair, knuckles white. Sarah's blood boils, itching to smash Jake's face, but she holds back, hugging Emily tight. "He'll never touch you again," she swears, voice hard as San Antonio steel. Jake, face twisting, yells, "She's lying. She fell." But the FBI detective, standing nearby, jots notes fast, eyes keen as a Big Bend hawk. "Add domestic abuse to the charges, Miller." Sarah glares at Jake. "You didn't just steal my $150,000, you destroyed my sister. You'll pay for every bruise." Jake thrashes, screaming at Emily. "You'll regret this, you traitor." But Emily, tears streaming, stands firm, firing back. "I'm free now, Jake. You're the loser." The cops drag him, cuffs jingling like a death knell. Sarah sees a spark in Emily's eyes, a faint but fierce hope. She recalls a post on r/Survivor Self-Abuse. Victims need someone to believe them to rise. Sarah's that person. The detective turns back, addressing Emily. We'll need your official statement. There's a support group in Detroit for abuse victims. We'll connect you. Emily nods, squeezing Sarah's hand. Reddit would call this Emily's badass moment, and the family's waking up from Jake's spell. But Sarah knows he's still dangerous, even cuffed. This Texas sister's ready to fight, not just for the money, but for her sister. She remembers Reddit's r/relationships, where users advised, protect your loved ones, but set boundaries. Sarah vows to do both. Jake thinks he's a desert fox, but she's a gunslinger, and she doesn't miss. Keep your eyes glued to the screen. This drama's exploding bigger than a 4th of July rodeo. Sarah Bennett sits on the Crystal Lake porch, heart tangled like a mess of yarn after the chaos. Jake Miller's cuffed, face gray as ash, but Emily, her sister, just stood tall, revealing bruises and declaring freedom from that creep. Sarah holds Emily, feeling like she's won the Alamo, but knowing the fight's not over. Jake's a viper, and her $150,000 is still out there. Late at night, as the family reels in shock, Sarah opens her laptop, not to check her bank, but to find a way forward. She remembers r/relationships, home to stories wilder than Netflix thrillers. She types a post, hands shaking. Brother-in-law stole $150,000, abused my sister. FBI nabbed him, but I need to help her rebuild. What do I do? Within minutes, comments pour in like a Houston summer flood. One Redditor writes, my sister faced financial abuse. Find a support group in Detroit. They offer free counseling. Sarah scrolls, pulse racing. Another chimes in, check r/personal finance. They've got guides to lock accounts and sue banks. She jumps to r/personal finance, finding a thread on what to do after identity theft, packed with tips. Change passwords, alert Equifax, get a lawyer. She saves it all, feeling like Reddit's army has her back. Then she hits r/Survivor Self-Abuse, where a survivor shares, I thought I deserved the abuse, but this community showed me I'm worth more. Sarah thinks of Emily, blaming herself for Jake's control. She texts her, you're not at fault. I'll help you take it all back. Emily replies, you don't hate me? Sarah fires back, I only hate Jake. We'll get through this together. The next morning, Sarah checks Reddit. Her post's gone viral, thousands of upvotes. A Redditor, Texas Justice 7, DMs her, I work at a law firm near Detroit. Your case sounds like one we won last year. Contact this lawyer. They offer free consults for fraud victims. Sarah calls immediately. The lawyer confirms her laptop evidence, photos, keylogger, is enough to pressure the bank for a quick refund. She also finds an Austin support group from another Redditor's link, tailored for financial abuse survivors. Sarah takes Emily to their first meeting, watching her smile, however shyly. Reddit's not just memes or drama, it's a real community where strangers become allies. Sarah recalls a r/true crime post where users dissected cases like CSI. Financial abusers target family because they expect forgiveness. Jake banked on that, but he didn't count on Sarah being Texas tough, sharp as a fighting rooster's spur. She posts an update on Reddit. FBI nabbed my brother-in-law. My sister stood up. Thanks, y'all, we're healing. Comments flood in. Team Emily. Screw that jerk. Sarah smiles, her first in days. The lawyer calls. The banks agreed to refund 90% of her money, thanks to her evidence. Sarah sees light at the tunnel's end, but knows Jake's still a threat, even behind bars. She recalls a Redditor's advice. Protect your family, but set boundaries. Sarah vows to do both. This sister's fighting not just for $150,000, but for Emily, for herself. Reddit's buzzing with this drama, and you should be too. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, cause this Texas tale's about to explode bigger than San Antonio fireworks. 3 months after the earth-shaking drama at Crystal Lake, Sarah Bennett stands in her second Green Thread boutique in Detroit, watching early sunlight stream through the glass. This new store, exposed brick, wooden shelves, chic eco-friendly gear, is the dream she grinded 5 years for, nearly lost to Jake Miller. But now, it's thriving. Customers swarm in, online orders crash the server, and Sarah just hired 3 new staff to keep up. Her phone buzzes, a text from Lisa, her partner. Opening day sales smashed records. That Detroit-style interview's pulling crowds like crazy. Sarah smiles, feeling proud for the first time in ages. The bank, thanks to her laptop evidence and FBI pressure, refunded 98% of the stolen money, $147,000, in just 3 weeks. The remaining 2%, tied up in crypto, is still being traced, but Sarah's not sweating it. She's been through hell, and this boutique is proof she made it. She thinks of Emily, once a shadow under Jake's grip. Now, Emily lives with Sarah, back in college studying ecology, and just launched a support group for financial abuse victims in Austin. Sarah recalls last night, Emily beaming while making Texas toast, gushing about a lecture on coastal conservation she loved. "You're like the old you," Sarah said, and Emily replied, "I'm finding myself again." The Crystal Lake drama feels like a distant nightmare. The family chose to reunite, refusing to let Jake ruin their traditions. One afternoon, they gather on the lake house porch, free of that dark shadow. Uncle Tom grills barbecue, and Jenny sets out pies. Kids run and laugh loud. Emily, in a simple tee, eyes bright, talks about school. She's working on a river forest preservation project. She brags to Sarah, voice full of passion. Sarah glances at Uncle Tom, who once stood up to Jake, now grinning like the pain never happened. Aunt Jenny, ever the worrier, asks, "Where's Jake now?" Sarah replies, "Facing the music, Aunt Jenny." FBI says he's looking at 15 years. The family exhales, like a weight's lifted. Reddit would call this justice served on a silver platter. Sarah remembers r/true crime, where users dissected Jake's case. Guys like him target family because they expect forgiveness. But Sarah didn't forgive. She's Texas tough, sharp as a fighting rooster's spur, and she protected her kin. She looks at Emily, now joking with the kids, and thinks, "We won." But Sarah knows the journey's not done. Emily still has nights where she cries, and Sarah checks her accounts daily, haunted by the theft. Still, they're stronger than ever, like oaks after a storm. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, cause this Texas drama's wrapping up big like a San Antonio rodeo. Sarah Bennett stands in her new Detroit green thread boutique, heart light as a Texas evening breeze after 3 months of fighting. Jake Miller, the creep who stole $150,000 and abused Emily, now faces 15 years in prison, thanks to the FBI and Sarah's evidence. Emily's back in school, smiling like her old self. But Sarah knows this drama left hard lessons. She sits, opens her laptop, reflecting on what Reddit and psychology taught her. "Family isn't just blood," she whispers, recalling an r/relationships quote. "Family is boundaries and trust." Jake shattered both, targeting Sarah because she saw him as family. She reads Psychology Today, learning psychological abuse like Jake's, manipulation, financial control, start subtle. He made Emily believe she was worthless, nearly made Sarah ignore red flags. Reddit calls this gaslighting 101. Sarah learned, trust your gut. When she noticed her laptop off-kilter at Crystal Lake, she acted, setting up hidden cameras and keylogger software. "If something feels off, don't call yourself paranoid," she thinks, voice firm as Houston steel. She shares tips for Texans. Change passwords often, use two-factor authentication, check accounts weekly. "It's like locking the stable before the thief shows," she chuckles, echoing Uncle Tom's old jokes. Sarah also learned about family boundaries. Jake exploited loyalty, thinking Sarah would stay quiet for harmony. But she chose justice, protecting Emily, despite the pain. Love without boundaries is self-destruction, she recalls from r/survivor Sophobius. She set limits, support Emily, but never let anyone walk over her again. Sarah returns to Reddit, where thousands of strangers had her back. r/personal finance taught her how to sue the bank. r/true crime broke down Jake's tactics. An Austin Redditor sent a support group link, helping Emily regain confidence. Sarah posts a thank you. "Thanks to y'all, I got 98% of my money back, and my sister's alive again." Reddit's the MVP. Comments flood in. "Texas strong. Jake had it coming." She smiles, thinking, Reddit's not just drama, it's a second family. She remembers her mom's words, "Families who stands by you in a storm." Jake wasn't family. Emily, Uncle Tom, Aunt Jenny, and Reddit were. Sarah urges Texans, spot abuse early, controlling money, threats, isolation, and find someone who believes you, like she found Reddit. "Don't let anyone make you doubt your worth," she says, voice solid as Big Bend Rock. She checks her accounts daily, not out of fear, but from Jake's lesson. Sarah knows Emily's journey is long, but she'll be her anchor, like an oak after a storm. This Texas sister won, not just for the money, but for trust. Reddit's buzzing with this story, and you should be too. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, cause this drama's closing out big like 4th of July fireworks. Sarah Bennett stands in her new Detroit green thread boutique, morning sunlight pouring through the glass, mirroring the journey she and Emily took to overcome darkness. 3 months ago at Crystal Lake, Sarah uncovered a $150,000 theft. Emily revealed her bruises, and Jake, the manipulator, was cuffed by the FBI. Now Sarah's opened her second store. Emily's in college, and the family's reunited, free of that traitor's shadow. Sarah watches customers bustle in, heart light as an Austin evening breeze. She thinks of Reddit, r/relationships, r/personal finance, r/survivor sophobius, where strangers helped her recover nearly all her money and lift Emily back up. This story isn't just drama, it's proof you can rebuild after ruin. Sarah turns to an imaginary camera, voice solid as Big Bend Rock. Yo, y'all just rode through this Texas-sized drama with me, from Jake's downfall, the FBI storming in, to Reddit saving the day. I want to hear your stories. Ever been betrayed? Family, friends, or some creep like that? Drop it in the comments. I'll read every one, swear on it. She grins, pure Texas. If you're Team Sarah and Emily, smash that like button to show us you've got our back. Subscribe, cause I'm dishing more Reddit drama, shady vibes, plot twists like a Netflix thriller. Sarah steps toward the door, eyes bright as Houston sunshine. This taught me, family ain't automatically safe. Some exploit trust, betting you'll stay quiet for peace. But Emily stood up, I fought, and we're stronger than ever. So are you. She recalls r/true crime, where users dissected. Manipulators target family cause we often forgive. Sarah didn't. She set boundaries, protected Emily, sought justice, like a Texas gunslinger who never misses. Trust your gut, she says, voice electric. Lock your accounts, use two-factor, find people who believe you, like I found Reddit. Don't let anyone make you feel weak. Sarah looks out at the busy street, cars humming, recalling her mom's words. Families who stands by you in a storm. Emily, Uncle Tom, Aunt Jenny, and Reddit are her family. She turns back, voice booming. This drama's not just about me or Emily, it's about you. Overcoming betrayal, choosing who's worth your trust. Fought back after pain? Share in the comments, I want to hear. Team Texas, if you agree family's a choice, hit that like. Subscribe to catch more Reddit drama, and share this video with anyone needing hope after darkness. Sarah smiles, eyes blazing. Family's what you build through protection and connection. Thanks for riding with me. Reddit, Texas, y'all are MVPs. Keep your eyes glued to the screen. This story's wrapping up big like a 4th of July rodeo.